we're going to start off with a chromatic scale, 1 finger per fret. Play it wherever you like, doesn't matter. If you play it higher up the neck, it's going to be a little bit easier because the frets are closer together, so it might be a good place to start. If you play it lower down, the frets are a bit further apart, so it becomes a bit more of a stretch, so you can kind of work towards that. I'm going to just show you one around the 5th fret, so starting with an A note. Okay, and this chromatic scale is just going to be notes following each other, finger per fret. So first finger on the 5th fret, second finger on the 6th fret, third finger on the 7th, 4th on the 8th fret, and we're just going to keep that for every string. Okay, so this is the first one. Just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. Easy there, bit of a cheeky little note that I shouldn't have done. Okay, if you find going backwards a little bit difficult for the time being, you can just go back up, just going 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So you just use it as a little exercise, almost like a warm-up for getting onto the scales. Okay, so if I go down starting with the 1st and then up starting with the 4th, it will go like this. Apologies for the little muck up there. Okay, so that's one way of doing it, just straight down and straight up. If you want to get used to just kind of, when it comes to improvising, you may not feel like playing all the notes in a certain order. So we can start jumping around the neck a bit. I'm going to play the chromatic scale again, but going in a diagonal pattern down. Okay, you can also do it up. I'm going to go down towards the nut. Okay, so I'm going to start on the 5th, and then the 4th fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G, 2nd fret of the B, 1st fret on the high E. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up the other way. So I'm going to go from the 5th fret with my 4th finger down to the 2nd on the high E, 6th to the 3rd on the B and also on the G, 7th to the 4th on the D, 8th to the 5th on the A, and then 9th fret down to the 6th on the low E, and then finish it back on the A. So it will go like this. Okay, so it just gets you used to moving the fingering around. It's one thing to have the fingers all going, but once you start moving around, it kind of puts it a bit more in the element of actually making it worthwhile, kind of going around the scales as well. Okay, so just run through that one again. Another one that you can do is string skipping. So again, going back to using notes not all in succession following through the scale shapes, you can play the E, jump down to the D, A and G and so on and so forth. So you're jumping over the string. Okay, so technique is string skipping. Again, from the previous lessons, I'm doing all of this with alternate picking. Okay, so down, up. So you're always starting the first, so go down, up, down, up. Okay, so we're going to be starting each string with a downstroke really. So I'll go through the first pattern again, but I'm going to do this string skipping. So I'm going to start on the 5th fret of the A, then I'm going to go through all the fingerings down to the D, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fingers, and then back up to the A, then G, then D, B, G, E. Okay, and then hopefully I can do it the other way. So here goes. Okay, so I've just jumped over and then back up. Okay, Now another one which is quite good, and it sounds very kind of jazz fusion, is I'm going to use the D to E string. So I'm not going to use the E and A. You can, if you want, you can again play this anywhere. I'm going to go from the 5th fret on the E to the 6th fret on the B, 7th on the G, and then 8th on the D. And then I'm going to play from, so that's, I'm going to stop on the 8th fret of the D, going in this almost diagonal, well, pretty much diagonal pattern. And then from the 8th to the 7th to the 6th to the 5th on the D string, and then diagonally the other way, I'm going, carrying on from that 5th, so then 6th on the G, 7th on the B, 8th on the high E, and then 7th on the E, 6th on the E, and 5th on the high E. So if you almost think of it like a ballot box, when you have to put a cross in it to, you know, when you're voting, just I've almost got a box going from the 5th to the 8th fret on those 4 strings. I'm just putting kind of cross in it. So I'll take you through this. 5th, and then next string 6th, G string 7th, then the D string 8th, and then 7, 6, 5 on the D, then 6 on the G, 7th on the B, 8 on the E, 7, 6, 5. Okay, so you play that round and round. Sounds like some crazy kind of circus music.